Hi class, I'm going to give you a little bit of video feedback, and what you'll do is you'll make a bulleted list of these edits and you will apply those to your revision in week 4. So I'm going to jump right in. Even though I've looked at these, I'm going to give you a review as a site visitor, right, for the first time, and you can get my input. First, on this one, we need to link up to at least your LinkedIn professional account. Create one of those if you need to, and just link that and take the remaining icons out. Remove the background that is template. Your name needs to be up here somewhere so that, and what you do. I know it's on the first page, but it needs to also be where we can see it on every page. Okay. So for here, we want to try and align these. I know sometimes it can be tricky, but that's what you want to try and do. Okay. Okay. All right, so we need to have actual work here. You know, if you don't have enough to go to every page, then maybe these should all be on the same page with headings that separate it. But we need to have something put on those. We can't have a blank. Okay, so this is working really well. Once we remove that image, you'll want to remove this link because it's a Wix document placeholder. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the mobile. Okay, so you're going to have your name up here, so it won't matter what page someone comes to your site on, they'll get that information. And you can see how that can have a line break there, so that gets really tricky on your mobile. All right, and I will give you details on how to go about removing that background. All right, all in all, it's not bad, and you just need to make some sweeping changes, and won't take too long, and then you'll be able to have this complete. Okay, this particular website has the navigation down the bottom left here, or the top left. That can be an issue. We need to have it at the top. A number of things about this is it will sometimes fade away depending on the image that's behind it, which sometimes changes. And it's just easier for people to look to the top. That's where most people will look. That's also in the header where you're going to put your name and what you do. So the way you do that, see, you can see it disappears. The way you create your navigation up here is you simply go to your plus in your Wix editor, and then you select your menu. Okay, and you can get a horizontal menu and just drag it over here and then delete this. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, we just need to have that info. This needs to be smaller font. Probably I would align this with this at the top. And you could put this content underneath. Let's use a period here. So let's do that and raise your content. But it's going to make a big difference once you get your name up here and what you do. Let's remove that background template image. Make sure that this is a Google Voice number, a free Google Voice. Good job linking up. Really close. Yeah, this isn't helpful. Let's delete that. Okay, it's not, these things aren't usually very clear. Let's remove this section too. I would just remove this whole page. I do like what you do want is to have this, put in your header and media communications. If you had an image of your own, you could use that in the background. And then I would probably reconsider this. You know, that might go on your about page if you have to do it, but I would reconsider that. And I would remove these because they're just not saying a lot. Okay, that tells us more. You probably have to put the years there, or months. Okay, so these, yeah. Okay, so those are the differences that we want to look at. Have those edits made by next week. If you can find a picture or photo that you took that's outdoors, and you could put this gray overlay, you know, or just use a gray gradient here and don't use the image that's back there. I'd probably capitalize the M and the C for media communications. I would take this off for sure, and remove the background. And take this off because you already have it on your contact page. Okay. All right, otherwise you need to link it. Okay, so not sure what that is. If it's space, remove that. Different font sizes, we got to be careful about that. And just put the, probably in about this size, underneath each of your examples. Okay. All right. But it's a great start. Moving that navigation and putting your name up here and removing the background is going to make a huge difference. All right. All right. You could center these. All right. Good job. Anthony. This, not sure about that. It's floating a little bit. You want to bring this over if you have lines, grid lines in your editor. You might want to stay within those, but move this over to the right. Make it a little larger. I would put this in the center. Move that over to the center. Move that over to the right. Raise this so that it's aligned with that. Probably enlarge it a little bit. I would take that out. One of the issues with this one is when you select this, it goes to the same page, so we don't need it. It's not really going to your portfolio. You would have to relink that, and you already have it up here. So I would just delete this. You need a higher contrast here and to link up at least to your LinkedIn. You can remove Powered by Wix. Okay. Okay, good. Try not to crop your work. Okay, so that needs to be reduced so that that's not happening. Yeah, I would remove that because it's taking away from some of your other things here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. That. This is placeholder, so you have to remove that to make sure you sign up for LinkedIn professional account. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the mobile. Why don't you try using this font style for this? You can see that it needs to be, the text box needs to be expanded so that you're not breaking up cinematography, for example, and you want your last name to be above with your first name. So work on that. Yeah, I think it would look good in this, but take this out. And you have an issue here on the mobile, you need to adjust it. Adjusting the mobile won't affect your desktop, but you do have a issue here with the reflow of the word entertainment. Yeah, so that goes. I would consider left aligning this. Consider a photo of yourself, a profile image. You can use just natural lighting. Okay, we've got a little bit. Okay, this is the same font as that. All right. We want to keep our font styles limited to 2, one for body copy and one for headings. Okay, all right. All right, so just a few edits that you'll need to make before next week, and then you will have pretty much a completed site. All right, everybody. Good job. This is a great start to your website, and I hope you're having fun with it. Make sure you leave several hours to make your revisions. All right. Have a great evening, everybody.